Hello and welcome to your favorite channel Web Stories, where we have started a series of even true and real events that happened and shocked the world. We bring to you amazing, horrifying and shocking stories every day, most of which are based on true stories. Today's story is based on a true story as well, so make sure to stay tuned with us till the end of the video and concentrate on what we're going to tell you because it's surely going to blow your mind. What people publish on social media sites can reveal a lot about them. Someone who is interested in painting may publish their work on Instagram, while someone who's interested in video games may post walkthroughs on YouTube. However, social media may also reveal society's darker tendencies. We see it every day in cyberbullying and celebrities openly feuding on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. However, sometimes it only takes one person to expose someone's true nature. Tristyn Bailey went missing in the early hours of May 9th, 2021. From her home in St. Johns County, Florida. Tristyn's unexplained abduction shocked her town, and they banded together to find the missing team. But it wasn't simply her disappearance that made this time's tale go from local to international top-page news. The behavior of the youngster, who would eventually be arrested for her murder, as well as the Snapchat narrative that would expose an entire nation just how twisted he is, made his story large. Let's have a look. Tristyn Bailey was a member of the Patriot Oaks Academy cheerleading squad and a 7th grade student. Despite the fact that she only had a few photos on her Instagram page, it's clear that cheer and her friends were her life. She had a lovely grin, and from what we've heard, she was a nice, kind, and profoundly loved kid by everyone in her life. Mother's Day occurred on May 9th, but Tristyn wasn't in bed or anywhere in the house when the Bailey family woke. They had last seen Tristyn the night before, shortly after midnight, and had no idea it would be the final time that they saw her in their lives. Tristyn was spotted on camera, rolling by the North Durban Amenities Center at 1:14 a.m., but she wasn't alone. At 3:27 a.m., the same person was observed on the same camera heading in the opposite direction, demonstrating trust in walking with a male figure. This time, Justin wasn't in charge of the male. You might be asking what Tristyn was doing outside at that hour of the night, and the truth is that no one knows except the cops right now. Because this case is so recent, many information have yet to be revealed to the public, and we may not learn the complete story until the case goes to trial. Many people believe she snuck out of the house to meet the boy, or that he was someone she knew before and knew wanted to hurt her, which he did, as we know now, later that day. Her remains were discovered by a local man who was assisting in the local community's hunt for Tristyn. The man was exploring a wooded area near his home when he came across something twisted by a retention pond. The news of her finding was revealed 2 days later in a statement by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, which included even more detail. The cause of death, according to Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Predrag Bolek, was sharp force trauma caused by stabbing. Homicide was the cause of death. So many of the incidents we've reported on this channel have involved inept police work in complicated investigations, so it's encouraging to see that Tristyn's abduction was treated seriously. They were able to locate her so swiftly despite the fact that it was too late to save her. So we're left with two major questions. Who did it and why? We may already know the answer to the first question. We have really detained a suspect named Aiden Fucci. According to sources, Aiden and some of his classmates attended the same high school, and some of his peers have come forward to testify that the two were apparently friends. The authorities haven't confirmed this yet, but it's something to keep in mind. It's unclear what led the cops to Aiden, but a piece of the arrest record that's been made public suggests it was because of the surveillance footage from the night Tristyn died. According to the complaints, the suspect was dressed in shorts, a hoodie, and white Nike trainers, with a characteristic black Nike logo hauled as they fled the area, and he was carrying his shoes in his hand. Aiden may have been positively recognized based just on his appearance in the footage, or the police may have been tipped off about him. In any case, the authorities used a search warrant to investigate Aiden's home, where they located items that appeared to be close to being hidden in Aiden's bedroom. They were said to be drenched with blood. But it was what he did when the cops were searching his home that made this case renowned all over the world. From the inside of the police cruiser, Aiden took a selfie of him throwing a peace sign with the caption that said, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" This image went viral after he was arrested, bringing not only attention to the case, but also speculation. Many folks are baffled as to how he was permitted to use his phone while the house was being searched. Aiden still had access to his phone, according to journalists covering the case, because he hadn't been arrested yet and was only a person of interest. However, his social media activity did play a part in his arrest. The image sparked outrage. Some viewed it as Aiden bragging about his surprise, while others saw it as an attempt on his behalf to make himself look better by claiming he wasn't aware of what was going on. Someone allegedly responded to his snap with the claim that Aiden knew where Tristyn was since he was, without a doubt, with her. We'll hear even more about this as the case progresses. Because this case blew up so quickly, it attracted a lot of trolls and rumors. Many people suspected Aiden of abusing Tristyn. However, as her cause of death was revealed, this was proven to be wrong. Worst of all, some have used social media to harass Tristyn's family and make crude jokes about her death, even implying that innocent people were involved. A teenage boy from Nashville, who hadn't even heard of the case, suddenly started seeing his own photos being reposted, thinking he was responsible for the murder. In a statement, the teen's dad said, at one point, they were receiving death threats. They were all scared for their safety. As a matter of fact, they were moving on account of this. If it gets worse, someone started the hashtag #FreeAiden, and a bunch of accounts started tagging Tristyn's family in their horrible posts, thinking Aiden deserved to be free. Even going as far to say that Tristyn deserved what happened to her. Sheriff Rob Hardwick, who's actively participating in the case, has said he and the detectives are aware of the troll accounts doing this, and they're working on potentially having the users charged with cyber harassment crimes. After he was arrested, Aiden was charged with second-degree homicide. But what does that mean exactly? Well, first degree is when someone kills another person, and second-degree homicide is when someone intends to kill another person, but they didn't plan to do it beforehand. Exploits officer Derek Shavon was famously found guilty of second-degree homicide and manslaughter for causing the death of George back in May 2020 parade, and this could mean a number of things. In Florida, where the crime took place, Aiden could expect to receive a sentence of 10 years minimum behind bars. This is assuming he's never been in trouble with the law before. However, these are the guidelines for an adult convicted of this offense, and no word on whether Aiden will be tried as an adult has been released. Aiden may face a sentence of up to 15 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000 if he is prosecuted as a juvenile. Keep in mind that these laws apply to young criminals, but it doesn't seem like much given that he killed someone. While the investigation is ongoing, he is being kept in a juvenile correctional facility. Many furious members of the community are pushing for him to be tried as an adult and his charge to be elevated to first-degree homicide. This would make him a candidate for life in jail without the chance of parole, or possibly death. His first court appearance, which was held via Zoom, Aiden had tears in his eyes as he was told he had to remain behind bars for at least 21 days. As the investigation continues, this was met with a little sympathy from the people on the other side of the case. People were outpouring support towards Tristyn's family and friends. A family friend launched a fundraiser to help Tristyn's family pay for her memorial and get through this difficult time. The GoFundMe goal was set at $20,000, and it had already been more than doubled. Several vigils in remembrance of Tristyn were organized in the days following her death, with hundreds gathering at the last spot she was seen alive. Gifts, prayers, thoughts, notes, money, hugs, and memories for Tristyn and her family have been astounding, and the family cannot comprehend the outpouring of support for her. We can only hope that Tristyn's family receives the answers they need as the inquiry progresses. That brings us to the end of today's video. What are your thoughts on this situation? Is Aiden fit to stand trial as an adult? Do you believe he realized he'd be killing Tristyn that night? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, please keep Tristyn's family and friends in your thoughts as they go through this horrible tragedy. Hopefully it won't be long before they get justice for her.